No other car can throw up that great plume of spray you see behind.
James Hunt and Niki Lauda, one of the biggest sporting rivalries not just in Formula 1 but in sport itself. The tussles between Hunt and Lauda took place in the 1970s, and it's those tussles in which we still talk about today. Hello and welcome to the first Sporting Rivalries video here on It's a Sporty One's additional content. Today's sporting rivalry in which I will talk about is the James Hunt and Niki Lauda rivalry. This has to go down as one of the biggest sporting rivalries on the list. As you can see on the screen, there is a picture of Hunt and Lauda together. James Hunt on the right and Niki Lauda on the left. Whilst Lauda finished off with the most race wins and drivers' championships, James Hunt still goes down as an F1 legend despite only winning the one drivers' championships in 1976. I'm going to start by talking about James Hunt. James Hunt was a party goer with the attitude of you only live once. Hunt always said what he thinks in the media, as you can see from this clip.
Well now James, they've changed the regulations concerning the airboxes and the wings, and yet you're still extremely fast. How do you do it?
Big balls.
Forget it.
Can't you print that?
Whilst off the track, he made the fans laugh. On the track, he made fans cheer and applaud. After retiring from motor racing, he established a career commentating on Grand Prix for the BBC, alongside Murray Walker. Murray Walker knew Hunt and Lauda very well during the time when both drivers were battling to become world champion. The most touching part about this sporting rivalry is that Niki Lauda and James Hunt were actually friends. Before moving on to talk about Niki Lauda, I'm going to first talk about the film which I recommend you all to watch, called Rush. Rush is based on the true sporting rivalry between these two drivers. As good as the film is, I will recommend you to watch it. It's not always factually correct. When asked about the opinion on the film, Niki Lauda said this: "I was not as dull as they make it. I went out with James a lot and I got 50% of what he had. That's good." In the film, Niki Lauda is represented as his character who is a good boy, i.e. gets to bed early, as he wants to focus on the racing. But as Niki Lauda pointed out there, they over-exaggerated him in the movie. I have to admit, the way Chris Hemsworth and Daniel Bruhl played a role as Hunt and Lauda is absolutely phenomenal. And did you know, this is a fun fact for you all, Niki Lauda really did call a meeting of his fellow racers over his safety concerns regarding the race in Germany. I'm going to talk about Niki Lauda and that race now. I must warn that the clip I'm about to show may be distressing to some viewers. The date was 1st of August 1976. It was a scene of reigning world champion Niki Lauda's near-fatal accident. The way in which Niki Lauda tried his best to keep his eyes open whilst in that fire kept the champion alive. In an interview, Lauda was saying about how easy it is for people to go into sleeping mode when they are trapped in a fire. But being strong, Lauda fought through his treatment and in the process telling the priest to, well, go away, but he didn't say it in that way. You'll have to watch the movie to find out what he actually said. To conclude the first episode of this series, I'm going to play you a clip from the film Rush, which I recommend you all to watch.
James, do you think you can cope with the pressure?
Well, I've never really understood what that means. I love my job. I love competing. I love racing. Maybe you should ask Niki. He's the world champion. He's got everything to lose.
Mr. Lauda, are you feeling pressure?
Do I look like I'm feeling pressure? I'm world champion and on the verge to become world champion again. Hunt now has the opportunity to win, but it's not so easy to become a champion. You have to really believe it to make it possible.
James, is there anything you'd like to add?
If Niki is being tricky and getting a kicky out of playing mind games, then fine, I'm flattered. But the fact is, momentum is with me. I've never felt better. And I fully expect the next press conference we all have will be with me as world champion.
Thank you very much for watching this new series of sporting rivalries. I will be back with an epic sporting documentary next time. Goodbye.